Hey guys, welcome to Dr. Chad's place, and as you can tell, it's looking a little bit different today. In the background, we're at one of my favorite places, Ferguson Fitness, but it's raining, so we decided to come indoors real quickly. Prepared for a little workout, but right now we're going to introduce you to Mr. Anthony Ferguson. How you doing?
What's happening?
Good, good. Real quick, brief introduction. Anthony and his wife Joanna, owners and founders and folks that run Ferguson Fitness, do so much good in this community. I actually bumped into Anthony and met him when he was doing a ninja camp for a boys group that was at the same site that my daughter was doing gymnastics. So I just could tell he was a great guy and did things because he cared, not because he was worried about making a quick buck. And so we're going to ask him some questions about how to get comfortable with going to the gym. So anything else I missed before we dive into our questions?
No. I appreciate the opportunity to talk, and the biggest thing is we want to encourage everyone to make steps towards just feeling their best. That's what's so important, and no matter where you go, what you do, just it's so important to feel your best and to get started. No matter where you're at.
Yeah, excellent. All right. I have to point out the obvious. Do you have to be as muscular and as fit as you to go to the gym?
No.
You don't. You don't have to do that.
No.
Okay.
I get it. I'm not a big fan of walking into a fancy party or a wedding. I kind of like shrink up and want to go sit by myself, or if I don't know people. I think that today we can give you guys some solutions on how to get over that maybe anxiety of starting a fitness program, of meeting with a trainer, of how to navigate all the things that are out there, because there's so many things that are basically, it's a $1 billion industry and probably a massive percentage of that is just people kind of taking a little bit of science, trying to sell you something, and it's gone.
Yeah.
So we can help navigate through that.
Yeah. I know you've seen a lot of, you've worked in everything. You've lived in California before. You've done bodybuilding, and now you do more Spartan races and family wellness and things of that nature. What do you think is the best way for someone to get started? What are the things they need to watch out for? How should they begin this process?
So the biggest things that you can do is to sit down and truly think about who's important to you in life. Friends, family, kids, and you start thinking about, okay, if I'm a better version of myself through fitness, what's that going to do for my life? And if you start with that changes the whole thing versus what's wrong with me. Because many people start their fitness program going, well, they go and they get a picture and they get back from the beach or something, like, oh my gosh, I don't like the way I look. So then they look at this as like a punishment, and then they attach pain and punishment, and it's just going to be hard and it's going to be expensive. And instead, if we take a look at whose life we could kind of enhance, for instance, so many of the people we end up working with they're doing it for their spouse because they have goals of retiring and having an active lifestyle when they retire, and they're doing it for their kids because they want to be active with their kids, or they're doing it because at their job they can be a better version of themselves and help more people. So it's, if you start with who's important to you, and then that creates a why. That's the most powerful start, because if you start with a negative, I'm not this anymore, I can't run as fast anymore, then you start doubting everything. Then that's a really tough place to start.
I really like that. So finding an internal motivation that's good for you and for others. I love that. I love that. What would be like a basic thing? If you're, this isn't the only gym in Roanoke. It's certainly not the only one in the world. How can someone start the journey of finding a good fit? What would you recommend?
So, like so many things, friends, coworkers, family who's had a good experience is the best place to start, because you can at least narrow things down. Many times they live near where you live. They might be interested in similar things. So typically a recommendation goes a long way.
Yeah.
And then in today's world, you're looking for some little online research, which is hard to judge because, I've been helping some people who recently moved to California to pick out a gym.
Mm-hmm.
And if you leave it at just the online research, you can miss like a hidden gem, like a really good spot because maybe they don't have the big fancy marketing or the powerful website or the perfect images, but maybe they're just a really great place that, doesn't have the budget for that sort of stuff, but so that online research can only take you so far. Sometimes I tend to think the best thing to do when you're researching is to look for things that are trying to trigger a response of, you need to lose weight, right? Because we have this weight loss program, and you need to do it now because we're going to make it really cheap right now for you to start. And so when you see a lot of these,
feels like a gimmick.
and they are in a lot of cases, their goal is to get as many sales or memberships as possible, knowing that it's going to be virtually impossible to service that many sales and memberships. And in our case, in many small businesses and studios like ours, we don't step out with that sort of marketing, because we don't want to shame people into signing up or feel like they're getting tricked or, avoid this fee today if you sign up. And, those things are, they're very much, hopefully they go away at some point, but they're very much kind of 80s, 90s marketing that they got from the car industry.
Yeah.
And they got from, some of these industries that play on emotions and then that puts you right back in that negative space.
Yeah.
Of like, oh, I do need to lose weight, but so expensive, I better sign up now. And so you start making the judgment on the wrong part.
Yeah.
So you got to avoid some of the market. And then, so as you're researching, the next step I would say is to go ahead and do like a little tour. You don't have to do a workout necessarily, but you really should tour and go, okay, is this close to my work or home?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, can I make this a reality, or is it 20 miles away?
Yeah.
And the second thing is, every facility should have some sort of a consultation, whether that they start that consultation through email or messaging, and then it evolves into a face-to-face appointment. So I typically want to make sure I talk with someone before they ever come in for a workout.
Yeah.
I want to get to know them and make sure that we don't do anything in their first workout that, hey, I don't know, they have a recent surgery or something of that nature, or, And also, I just want to get a feel for like how comfortable they are about joining a workout, their questions, and so it is important to take advantage of a free trial possibly, but I would start that free trial with a chance to meet with a trainer, a manager, an owner of that sort, and that's important.
Well, and I'm going to pause you right there. I imagine that you can feel it coming through, just how much he cares. That's what I was sitting here thinking. I was like, this is someone that cares. Not just about his business or money or looks, but deeply cares about people changing their lives for the better. And so I think that probably feeds into something we were talking about just a minute ago. What do you need to be prepared to say or ask when you walk in for that first consultation?
Well, this, it's...
Or what should you be looking for?
The big things that I think that you're looking for is, we live in a society now where in some cases service has been like pushed aside, right? It's like, okay, hurry up and get over here. Don't stand too close to this person.
Life goes too fast.
The ticket sales at the airlines, they cancel you and don't even bother to apologize. These services have been left out. So for one, I look at us as a service industry. I look at us as someone that services the people come here, so they should be, in general, very, nice and just kind of welcoming. That's the first thing. Should be very welcome to be there. It doesn't mean you won't be nervous and you might feel awkward, but you should be welcomed. And the second thing is be prepared to let them know your questions, your concerns, your goals, and they should be doing a lot more listening and a lot less selling, and there should really never be a ultimatum.
Pressure.
Right. I met with two really nice ladies today. It was great talking to them. I asked them a question and I listened for several minutes, which is hard because I like to talk. But I know this is my time to listen because I need to understand how I can help them. So the more they talk, the more I go, oh, this is the way that we could help you here. So I kind of wait to the end and then say, well, you mentioned you do this, so this is one way that I think we can help you. So they should be doing a lot of listening. I feel like they should be writing something or taking notes somehow. Like,
I was going to make the suggestion if you think it's a good idea, because in the spot, on the moment, we often kind of go blank, right? You have 100 thoughts about the gym, and then you walk in and you meet someone new, and then there's loud noises, and you kind of freeze up.
Right.
I think it'd be smart to have some notes.
Yeah.
Just what are my top 5 questions, 3 questions? What matters most to me, so that I make sure I cover that.
Right. And if they're impatient with the answering, or if they're just
gives you a lot of information.
If they're really wanting to tell you how great this new machine is they have versus listening, like you'll probably pick up on those things.
Yeah.
I think it's just important to remember that's like an interview, and you're creating a working relationship with the gym and facility. Like, you're working together to get healthy, so you need to feel comfortable and welcomed and appreciated and things. And I think that's such a vital part of this whole thing, because it's one of those things where we look at it as this is our chance to meet new people and to help them, and let's find as much information about them to help them.
Wonderful. So let's just review real quick, and if I missed something, tell me. We want internal motivation, a good reason for being here. If we have friends, family that go there or recommend the establishment, a little bit of online research, finding someone that takes the time to do a consultation and isn't pressuring you. And I would just add that gives you a sense that they genuinely care and understand and know what they're doing, would be my way of summarizing all of it. Did I catch the themes?
I think that's right on target. And we live in a community. Our team of coaches and even our teammates do things within the community. So sometimes you can see that from an outside perspective and see that maybe there are some opportunities there to get involved in, and you see, and maybe you pick up on that. And I think that the more you can narrow down a locally owned place that's doing good things in the community, that's a good thing.
Absolutely.
It doesn't mean that that you would always forever avoid. There's reasons why you might go to a large gym, and that's fine. But some of the reasons why people really never get going in the gym is they never get comfortable.
Yeah.
I've seen situations where corporate businesses have paid for memberships, and they have less than a 10% attendance.
Yeah.
And the reason is they never got engaged and comfortable. And even though it was free, even though it was a great gym, and so it's not always about just, sometimes there is a misconception. People think if I spend the money, I'll go.
Yeah.
And sometimes the more I spend, the more I'll go. And that misconception is a dangerous one, because there are times when people walk in and a place is ready to get you hook, line, and sinker and sign you up for every, you get the nutrition package, you get the training, you get the tanning, you get the membership, and you drop all this money and say, well, now I'm going. And all of a sudden it doesn't take off. Yeah. So that's a
yeah. Well, and you don't just talk the talk; you walk the walk. There's been plenty of times I've seen, moms working out with daughters, and even grandparents bringing in, their babysitting, and it was their only time they could come in. You guys just accommodate and do such a wonderful job. So we're not just going to talk the talk. We're going to get in here and do a little bit of what to expect actually when you're in a gym, and some quick tips on things that might be helpful then. So let's go on in.